my goodness.
The smartest and fastest in stock car racing.
A.J. Foy and David Pearson.
These men are in a class by themselves.
Brother Glenn.
The Wood Brothers crew has done the unbelievable.
It's Glenn and I changed an engine at Daytona.
Wood Brothers, obviously one of the finest pit crews in the business.
Brother Delano used to write dollar marks on the blackboard when they won a race. Oh, that's awesome.
When y'all started, did you ever try to drive?
No, I thought it was too dangerous. I loved it. I mean, I would go over to Martinsville and practice with the car, tune my carburetors and all that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought it was too dangerous, and then here I am going out there and changing tires and coming down pit road at 190 miles an hour.
Yeah.
All of Wood Brothers, you know, we like fast cars, you know, back in the day.
What kind of driver was Glenn?
Oh, I'm telling you now, you might think I'm prejudiced, but at Bowman Gray Stadium, there was nobody better. I mean, in Martinsville. He knew exactly how to get off the throttle and back on it. And I remember one time he says, "There ain't got no brakes out there when I go to hit, brakes go to the floor." And you come back in, it's full pedal. He said, "I know you think I'm lying." I said, "No, I know you're not lying." So got to checking, well, the exhaust was blowing right back on the master cylinder. When it was wide open, it was blowing hot air on the master cylinder, boiling the fluid. Get back is okay. So anyway, I took the headers completely off. Well, we did that, and he goes out and wins the race at Bowman Gray.
Oh, no, with no headers.
Oh, yeah.
With no headers.
Sound terrible, but he won the race. But he was just awesome. He just knew how to do it. I mean, he was calm. He never got excited.
Yeah. When did Cale come along?
In 1966.
Yeah.
At Darlington.
What was Cale like?
He gave it 100% every race. I mean, I remember we had him taking it easy over Charlotte one time, and he run over a piece of metal that cut his oil line, and he said, "Never again."
One lap to go and restrained joy in the Wood Brothers pit. Cale has the steam in a fantastic display of determined driving.
Was it a tough one, Cale? About the toughest I've ever seen, Chris. Everything in the world went wrong, but these Wood Brothers and everything just held together, and I thank everybody for it.
He was a great driver. He just drove as hard as he could go all the time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Fleming, welcoming you to what we hope to be one of the most exciting automobile races of the sports year. The reason we say that is because we have a field today of proven champions. People like Richard Petty, David Pearson.
1976 Daytona. Okay. You get the big wreck off turn 4.
Yeah.
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall. Petty is sliding, slamming into the wall. He's coming down toward the finish line. Will he make it? He's still moving. The car stops 300, 400 feet shy of the finish line. David Pearson moving down through as they come to the stripe. The winner is car number 21.
So we all, and I'm part of it, I'm running out through the grass to push that car.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You wasn't allowed to do that.
no, you wasn't allowed to do it. We didn't know it. So we run out through there to push the car, and we were all ill. We were mad. We were coming to Victory Lane.
Big man.
Yeah, we were coming. And so Daddy got out of the car, and he stopped us, and he said, "Stop. That race is over with. They won the race. We didn't. We'll take this car back, we'll put it back together, and we'll go get them at Rockingham." And that was his attitude. I never remember there ever being any hard feelings ever between you guys, the Wood Brothers, and Petty Enterprises, or even David and Daddy. That's a level of respect for each other that we don't see now in this kind of racing.
See, I watch the replay. I know Richard didn't go in there and say, "I'm going to hit it."
Yeah.
Richard went in there because he's trying to win the race, and his car broke loose and got into us.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that.
Richard and Wood Brothers fought hard against each other, but bottom line is, after it's over, it made our friendship stronger.
Stronger. I think David Pearson made Richard Petty a better race car driver. And I think Richard Petty made David Pearson. And I think the Wood Brothers made Petty Enterprises better.
David thought the world of Richard.
Yeah.
He told me he'd rather run with Richard than anybody, and vice versa.
tell you a story about David. So David went on my motorcycle ride one year with us, and we were doing a question thing. And so it was Harry Gant, and David Pearson, and my dad. So I asked my dad, I said, so who's the greatest driver, best driver? And he said, well, I'm gonna say my dad, but he said David Pearson. He said David Pearson's the greatest driver. He said smooth as silk on dirt. He said you couldn't beat him on dirt. You take him to a super speedway, he could win any track, any place, anytime. And he said, so I'm gonna have to say David Pearson. So I said, okay, David, who do you think? And he said, I agree with Richard.
I ain't gonna argue with him.
I ain't gonna argue with him. It's the best story in the world, man.
I always felt like if I could outrun him, I could win the race, you know, so that's usually the way it went.
That's about the way it was, because you figure that, you know, what was 60-some races that we ran first and second in, so that didn't leave a whole lot of races for anybody else.
It's going to be a very important year for Carl Petty. He's driving with the Wood brothers this year in an absolutely first-class effort, away from the family influence.
You was at Michigan. I could look at you and tell you wasn't really completely happy with it. And I kept working with the left wrist spring. Kept working with it, different springs, and I hit the right one, and that thing took off. And I remember David Pearson said, I don't know why he didn't win that race, said he passed me faster than he'd ever been passed in racing. That was one time I told you that you know what you wanted.
Yeah, we were good that day. So when I came to drive for y'all, we'd go over to Glenn and Bernice's house and eat lunch. I got Eddie and Lynn, and I pulled them over to the side and I said, hey, when y'all don't want me to drive here no more, I need you to tell me. Just say, you know, it's done. He said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, as I look around, I'm the only one here that's not kin to y'all. Everybody in the shop was kin to y'all when I came up there. Were they not? Just about everybody out there. How hard being in Stewart? How hard was it to get people up there?
I always loved it because if you was away from your competition, they didn't find out what you, if you're close to your competition, they got a buddy and they go eat together and they have a conversation with each other and they tell each other what the other one's doing.
Yeah.
Your competition finds out what you're doing. If I was doing it myself today, I'd still want to be by myself.
Yeah.
Thinking back when it started, through the years, how much has changed. So much has happened in 75 years.